phone isn't working right here. Hi, Sarah. Hi, guys. It's Jory with the Blissful Knowing, numerologist, intuitive counselor, and happiness coach, here with an energy update and weekly guidance. I haven't been on for 2 weeks, and it's been way too long for me. Leave it to retrograde. But I'm here now, and I have a lot to talk about. So I'm going to try and be efficient and shuffle while we talk about March's energies, while we talk a little bit about the retrograde that we're still in, and looking back at February's energies as well. So we're going to do our weekly guidance with the Blissful Knowing Inner Guidance cards. What we have, what we want, what we need, and what we get. And then we will do our blessing to remember from the Zen Blossoms Flowering Intuition cards, and our challenge to embrace from the Love is Everywhere, Hearts in Nature meditation deck. I need to adjust this just a bit. Okay, so I'm going to start shuffling and see what comes through to share with you about the energy, because there's honestly so much information. Oh, I can't get you right. There's so much information. I actually just wrote a forecast for my page, Jory's Numerology Chat, a very extensive forecast about March's energies, and I will link that in the comments below, but definitely check out my numerology page, Jory's Numerology Chat, if you haven't had time to do that yet. I want to look back at February a little bit. Let me get a drink. Shane, you're here. We're in a little bit of scattered energy right now, so it's like I have so much I want to say, but I'm feeling like, what's going to come through first? Well, like I said, we're still in retrograde through March 9th, and that's a quieter, reflective energy, can give you an introverted feel. It's also asking you to look back on, you're going to have opportunities to look back on old patterns that may be coming back around. And they're an opportunity for you to respond differently this time. Pisces energy, we're still in Pisces energy, and Pisces is a water energy and it's an emotional energy. So there's a lot of emotional reflection when you combine that with the retrograde, which is reflective. And February had 2 energy. So when you combine that Pisces water energy with 2, which is a very hypersensitive emotional energy, and I can say that having a lot of 2 energy, it's like waterworks. I mean, I like to use that that analogy. I felt like a water balloon in a cactus garden. I cannot believe how much I cried in the last week or 2, 3 or 4 times a day, and at the drop of, I mean, just like the drop of a, what do they call it? Drop of a hat, not drop of a pin, that's different. But just instant tears. And I'm definitely feeling that lighten up today, now that we've shifted energies officially. But I did still feel like a little tinge because we're still in that Pisces energy. So emotional sensitivity, emotional reflection. February's energies were 6 and 2. So it was about relationships, home and family, friendships, partnerships, helping others, serving others, and it could create a sense of anxiety or overwhelm. That's what we left. That's what we are leaving now that we are out of February. But it was a little bit tricky just because they were relationship energies, but yet the retrograde gives you that introverted feeling. So maybe you weren't in a normal month, a normal 2 and 6 energy, you would be interacting even more with people, but retrograde can kind of pull that back. So we are leaving that anxiety and we are leaving that overwhelm, and we are headed now, not headed, we're actually in March now. So we are now officially in 3 and 7 numerologically speaking. Hi, Jamie. I got excited when I saw you. Hi, Cheryl. So 7 and 3. And maybe you already read this post, but I wrote a lot about this. So 3 and 7, it's one of my favorite combinations. 3 is my favorite number energy because it's positive and optimistic and fun and chatty. And 7 is a very, very zen and tranquil number. So this combination for March is the most chill vibration of any of the combinations, numerologically speaking. So it's very calm. I wouldn't say it's grounded. We do have 4 energy this year, which grounds us, but it's very calm. And 3 is optimistic, like I said, and 7 has more of a stoic energy. So it's kind of like being neutral, but yet optimistic. So you're neutrally observing things, but you still have that background optimism, which I really like. But I had to change my house vibration. In fact, probably should have changed it again before I came on because it's in a pretty darn serious energy. But I had to change my house vibration to get grounded and focused and productive, and to be able to have the mojo to get that forecast written, because 3 and 7 is, like I said, really like a chillax combo. Oops, we got 2 challenges. It's a really, really chill combination. So it's not really action based, but the point of 3 and 7 is to rejuvenate so that you build up reserves, because April's energies are 4 and 8, which is absolutely the most productive combination. And when you combine that with the 4 year of 2020, oh my gosh, it's like balls to the wall, hardcore, work your butt off energy. April is get her done. I mean, if there's things that you want to accomplish, April is the time to go for it, because you're going to have so much numerological, energetic support pushing you to make things happen. So this month, March, is going to be more relaxed. The focus is on communication, even though that's with the 3. The 7 is very, very quiet. So there's kind of an inner conflict between chatting and keeping to yourself. I wrote all of this in the forecast. It explains things a little bit more specifically. 7 is good for doing research. 7 is good for doing spiritual seeking. 3, speaking your truth. We started the shift in energy on Friday, February 28th. And boy, did I ever speak my truth on Friday and Saturday. Big truth speaking. But 7 is going to have you contemplating what to say, or if to say it at all, because 7 is more of an emotional hermit, and it has that contemplative stoic energy. So there's a real balance here. Pisces is super emotional. 7 is super neutral. 7 is wanting to be quiet. 3 is wanting to be chatty. It's a balance, but it'll be interesting to see how it plays out, especially with the retrograde keeping us more quiet. I definitely feel more chatty. I'm here. I'm here. I'm feeling chatty, and I wrote up my big old post. I'm feeling chatty. I'm feeling connected. I'm back on social media more than I was in the last week. So that 3 energy is bringing us out. It's more extroverted, where the 7 energy is going to be more introspective and introverted. But I like this combination. I just am warning you, not warning you, but I want you to understand that it's more of a relaxed vibration. So society can program us to tell us that we have to work our ass off and be exhausted and just not rest, not nap, that we're lazy if we take a nap, that we're lazy if we take time off to find balance. This is the time, especially if February's 6 energy overwhelmed you with responsibilities or family issues. This is the time to fill up your cup, gain your reserves, so that you have that build up for April's powerhouse triple business energy combination. So let go of guilt and shame around the ideas of resting, napping, relaxing. Definitely spend time outdoors if you can. I know for many of you it's still very cold outside, but the 7 energy invites you always to connect with nature, to connect within, to do some soul searching. It's an amazing time to do a session with me, because that 7 is that spiritual connected, gathering research and data information energy, and the 3 is about counseling and listening and speaking and communication, connecting with others. So it's a beautiful, March always is a wonderful month for me for doing sessions. Beautiful time to connect and really dig deep and explore more about where you are in your path, where you're going, what are your personal energies right now, which reminds me, before I start flipping cards, and we do have quite a few cards to flip, This morning, I was guided to put my 2020 personal year forecast on sale. No code required. They're on sale right now on my website. I'm not sure for how long. It might just be for a couple days. But they are on sale so that you can learn about your personal energies for March. You can look back at your personal energies for February. And if you don't yet have your 2020 forecast, you can look at what your theme is for 2020. And it's really important to know these things because you can maximize and work with the energies instead of working against them, which is why I'm talking about the fact that March has such a relaxed vibration. Because if you're pushing yourself against the energies that are trying to inspire you to relax, I'm not saying you're not going to get anything done. We're in all year, which is getting things done. But if you push against that, it creates resistance. And when you don't want to go against the grain in your life, you don't want to paddle upstream, it's not going to get you as far as if you just go with the flow, go with the energy. So knowing your personal month energy for March and knowing your personal year energy for 2020, it's called the 2020 personal year forecast. It's on sale right now. I've also put the house vibration charts on sale. Those are so popular and so unbelievably, amazingly effective, because the fact that these energies are not that grounded and they're not that focused as far as getting things done. If you need a boost, that's what I had to do. I had to change my house energy today to the workaholic, hardcore energy that would help me focus on getting things accomplished, because the vibe is just not there this month. But I was able to bring my house into balance and get that determination that I needed by changing my house vibration. It takes 2 seconds to do it. You just need to have the information so you know what to change your energy to and how to do that. So that's also on sale. I'm going to link everything below for you guys. All right, that's that. I'm going to start flipping our cards. Thank goodness I already did the shuffling. So we were left, let's go back 2 weeks since I haven't been here. We were left with let it go for what we get. And as I mentioned, I did a lot of crying, which is a release, because when we have fear-based beliefs, we automatically create a chemical constituent to reflect those negative beliefs that needs to be released. And quite often, most often, it's released through tears. So it was a massive purging release for me. Let it go. We also had our challenge to embrace with reflect. And like I said, retrograde brings that reflective energy, reflecting on our emotions. How are we feeling? Reflecting on our relationships, reflecting on the lessons and the scenarios that are coming back around from the past, so that we can reflect what did we do last time? How can we respond differently this time to create an improved experience? All of that. So I'm curious to see what we're going to have this week. All right, what we have. Finally. Woo, keep the faith. Yes. Oh, yes. That is so perfect, you guys. Keep the faith, because 7, this energy that we've just moved into for March, is sometimes called the faith seeker. So it is so important that we go within and listen to that still small voice within us, that intuitive whisper, that soft whisper that says it's going to be okay. Keep the faith. This is that optimistic, neutral yet optimistic combo that we are in now. So we're observing our scenario, but we're sensing that optimism in the background. Sometimes it is difficult to see how a situation will resolve itself. Know that life truly wants to bring you an improved experience. Affirm that a solution is available, even if you can't see or imagine it right now. If you find yourself overthinking, make a conscious effort to clear your mind through acts that center you, such as meditation, listening to music, immersing yourself in water, or spending some quiet time in nature. This card, remember this deck was originally a numerology deck and I changed it. I took the numbers off and kept the messages. This was originally the card for the number 7. And that is the energy that March is bringing us, along with its 3, since it's the 3rd month of the year. So 7 does have the tendency to overthink, and the most beneficial thing for a 7 to do when it finds itself overthinking is to spend time in nature. And if you can't spend time in nature, to be in water. 7 loves nature and water. Calms the mind, meditation. Those are all very 7 type things. So keep the faith is what we have. We want to observe things neutrally, but we want to keep a background optimism because we're trusting. That's what faith is. We're trusting in the improved experience. We're trusting in the fact that the universe wants to bring us an improved experience. Why? Because that is the nature of existence, expansion and evolution. All right. Can you feel the 3 energy rambling on? Because I'm thinking this is going to be a long one, and I'm trying not to be because I don't have that much room on my phone for storage, and I'd like to be able to upload this to YouTube. So I need to save this on my phone. Fingers crossed, keeping the faith. All right, so what we want. More faith, you guys. We want to believe in miracles. Yes, we do. This is really hitting home for me, especially after the taxing energy that I went through last month. A lot of it was because of the personal energy I was in more than the universal energies. It was definitely a challenging time for me, and I was in 4 different challenge energies last month. And I don't go into the challenge energies on the personal year forecast for you because I don't want you to have a negative attitude towards it. But if we were to do a private session, I would be able to tell you, yes, this is a more supportive energy. You might be in a challenge energy right now. All of my energies were challenges last month. So it was very, very tricky. And I was so relieved to be past that now that we're here in March. All right. So we want to believe in miracles. I'm just going to read the card because I think it says it all. Miracles are not a rare occurrence. They are the natural order of things. They surround you like beautiful floating bubbles that can burst into your reality at any given moment. Do not underestimate life's ability to surprise and delight you. Remain open to miracles and know that life is conspiring in your favor. Miracles have been defined as a shift in perception. Ask to see this situation differently and notice the gifts that occur as a result of your new perspective. Yes, Marianne Williamson says that miracles are a shift in perception from A Course in Miracles. So I love the visual of miracles being like beautiful floating bubbles surrounding us always that can burst into our reality at any given moment. That's how I see them. And that has been my experience of them. So last month, a couple weeks ago, whatever it was, I was having a moment of my Pisces emotional release. I got things out. I came back into my higher self, and I heard my guides say, leave room for magic. Leave room for magic. It's not A or B. I've told you this before. There's always an option C. There's always a none of the above that your physical mind just can't see. It doesn't have the big picture that your higher self has. It's in the valley. Higher self is up on the mountain, can see everything, can conceive of amazing, miraculous solutions. So we want to believe in miracles. I am definitely in agreement with this card right now, and it's really, really making sense. Goes hand in hand with faith, as I said, and all of this goes beautifully with the 7 energy, which is the faith seeker energy. Okay, so what we need. Oh, yes! Imagine the possibilities. Doesn't that go beautifully with miracles? I think so. Imagine the possibilities. Oh, I've been doing that this morning, you guys. I've been tapping into the reality I prefer. And I've been energetically connecting, placing myself in that reality as if it's already here and now. And I felt so good. So we want to get to the feeling place of it. Imagine the possibilities. Your imagination is a tool that connects you to your higher self. I need to read that again because I think I gave it the wrong inflection. I was so excited. It deserves a reread. Okay. Imagine the possibilities. Your imagination is a tool that connects you to your higher self. Use the power of visualization to add fuel to your desires. Know that the greatest things you can imagine are only the tip of the iceberg compared to the unfathomable delights that life can surprise you with. Using your imagination to feel as if you are already experiencing the things you dream of brings you closer and closer to manifesting them in physical reality. Yes, yes, and more yes. Unfathomable delights. Now this card says, do not underestimate life's ability to surprise and delight you. Here we have unfathomable delights. This is saying, hand it over, guys. Hand this over to the universe and let it show you. Let it work things out. Don't stress your physical mind trying to come up with solutions when that's not its job. Your physical mind is here to perceive, not conceive. So imagine the possibilities. Get to the feeling place when you're in that faithful state. Yes, yes. That feels so good. All right, I'm going to keep going. I see a big comment from Linda, and Linda, I can't read it now because I got to keep going. But I read all comments when we're done. When I'm watching the replay, it makes more sense for me anyway when I do that. Okay, so what we get. Okay, relationship reflections. Can you hear me doing a little sigh there? No, I get it though. Actually, I get it in a really good way. Relationship reflections makes perfect sense right now. We've been dealing with relationship issues last month, relationship dynamics, I should say positive and negative, when we shift our perception. When we make that internal shift, we see a new reflection. Remember, you have to smile first in the mirror. The mirror will not smile. You have to smile first if you want the mirror to smile. So when you make that shift, you can see evidence of that shift. There are different versions on each floor of experience of each individual in your life. And when you're on a higher frequency floor of experience, you're going to extract more pleasant behavior from those people as a result. So you're going to see people of like mind. When you are in your true core frequency, you're going to get beautiful reflections. When you're feeling love for yourself, you're putting out positive energy, you're going to get that as a reflection. If you get something else as a reflection instead, that's an opportunity for you to take a moment and say, wait a minute, what must I believe is true to be feeling this way or to have manifested this experience? What is this reflection showing me and teaching me right now? So relationship reflections is what we get. I feel really good about this. I have family coming into town this coming weekend, and a lot of people I haven't seen in quite a long time. And I am feeling really, really excited about where I am in life. So I do think that it's going to be a really wonderful experience connecting with them because I'm going to be in a really high frequency. So relationship reflections is what we get. Let me read the card. Relationships are mirrors. What you see in another may also be part of you. Take time to reflect on what the people in your life have to teach you about yourself. Accepting others for who they are is the key to a peaceful relationship. Rather than trying to change another, consider ways you can change your perception of them. Miracles, a shift in perception. Appreciation and compassion allow you to see others from your higher self's perspective. Now, we've got this 3 energy, which is community and social interaction. So you may be getting more reflections. You may be spending time with people who are of like mind. But this is also asking you to have compassion as far as people who maybe don't share the same viewpoint as you. Going into your higher self, understanding that everyone has a different perspective and a different lens and a different filter and different fears and different hopes. So there's a lot to be gained from this social interaction energy, and that's the relationship, and the reflections comes from the 7. So 3 and 7 relationship reflections, socializing and then reflecting. 7 is going to ask you to take a look. What are these people showing me about me? What are these people teaching me about me? Where can I bring more compassion in? What are they showing me about what my beliefs are? It's so good to explore all this stuff. So relationship reflections is what we get. This makes a lot of sense for me. I've been more active in political groups, and I've been doing what the 7 asked me to do, which is reflect on my 3 communication before I speak. Okay, what is my intention? What am I trying to achieve here by making these connections and speaking my truth? Relationship reflections. I'm feeling good about it. It's funny because this card always ends up in our last place for what we get. And then I come back and I'm like, guys, what do you think? How did that go for you? I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be really good because I've made a lot of shifts in the last 2 weeks because I released so many false beliefs that were having a negative effect on my relationships. And I do think I'm now going to get a reflection of that improved experience because I've shifted my perception of the scenario, of the circumstances, of these people. I'm focusing on the good. I'm not putting a me versus you. I think it's going to be really, really great. So we have a blessing to remember and 2 cards for a challenge to embrace. Double challenge. Let's see what we've got. Our blessing to remember from the Zen Blossoms. Timing. Now, 2 things are coming through when I see this word timing. One is we're still in retrograde. So we're still dealing with those things from the past coming back around, asking us to respond differently this time. And when you have retrograde, it's about going backwards. So we're not really moving forward. We need to be patient. This is a hibiscus that is not in full bloom right now. So the flower doesn't stress. The flower isn't impatient. The flower trusts in divine timing. So if things aren't moving forward, remember retrograde. If things aren't moving forward, remember 3 and 7 is more about chillax, relaxing, just being. We've got massive moving forward energy in April. It's going to help us boost forward and accomplish and climb those mountains. Trust the timing. Everything is in divine timing. That is our blessing to remember. Be like the flower. Trust in your blooming cycle that you will bloom at the right time and that things are happening behind the scenes. Things are always happening behind the scenes, even if you just don't see a physical manifestation right now or physical movement right now. Just like you can stare at a flower and not see it moving, but if you watch one of those, you know what they're called? Damn it, what are they called? Time-lapse photography. You can see that the flower is always in motion. So things are always happening behind the scenes. Trust in the timing. Trust in the timing. Be patient. That's our blessing to remember, that there is a divine order to things. We don't have to force things. We want to flow and allow the timing to reveal itself, the inspiration to come naturally. We don't want to behave from a place of desperation. We want to behave from a place of inspiration. I see all those hearts. Thank you, hon. All right. Challenge to embrace. 2 cards. Challenge to embrace. I'm going to flip them together. Yes. Yeah. Journey and rest. Journey and rest. Journey is inviting us to take one step at a time, to trust the path, trust the journey, have faith. Remember, keep the faith. Have faith in the process and in the flow. Trying to find my picture so I can better illustrate my point here. Journey. I got the rest card from this deck. Where is Journey? Journey. Uh-oh. Hang on. Don't see it. Journey. Let me look one more time. I have another deck here if I can't find it, but I really want to show you. It's kind of a hard image to see, so I want to make sure you can get a clear picture. Journey. Oh, come on. Oh, my impatience is acting up. Darn it. Let's check one more deck, guys. Hang on. Bernie Journey. Woo! Katie, that was for you. All right, Bernie journey. Yes, I did do a lot of numerology, guys. I've been doing a lot of numerology on the political candidates, and it's so fascinating. I was thinking about doing a YouTube video just about that, but haven't quite had the momentum build up just yet. So journey. This is a bougainvillea climbing up this pole, up the vine, in that spiral pattern that we talked about with retrograde too. Life moves in spirals. We're always moving upward in our journey. Higher and higher, we raise our frequency. We expand into more of who we really are. So journey's inviting us to take one step at a time, to trust the process, to trust the flow, to trust the timing, to keep the faith. Take one foot at a time. That just keep moving forward and trust in the path before you. These stepping stones will reveal themselves one at a time. You take one step, the next step appears. This is our challenge to remember it's about the journey, to flow one step at a time. Now, our other challenge card is rest. Look at how this rock is nestled amongst these other rocks, like it's in a cushy little bed, cushy as cushy as rocks can be. So rest. This goes back to the 3-7 combination of relaxation and stillness, the chillax combination we have for March. How important it is to take that time to go within or just to lay in a hammock. 3 is that hammock energy. To sit out in nature or in the bathtub or in the shower or in the bed or wherever it is that you find solace and peace and sanctuary. Go within, rest your mind, rest your body, fill up your cup, fill up your tank, rejuvenate and gather reserves for April, because it's going to be, like I said, a very almost taxing, I don't want to say that in a negative way, but it could be a taxing energy. So it's like if you're going to run a marathon, you're going to want to train for it. You're going to want to make sure you eat the right nutrients the day that you're about to run. So we are going to fill up spiritually with the 7 energy of March, and we're going to fill up socially with the connected people energy of 3, community energy. Fill up your cup with relaxation and stillness now, and take that journey, even if that journey isn't about moving forward right now and it's just about standing still. You're still expanding, you're still growing, there's still that movement. Just like the flower may not appear to be doing anything, but the next day you come outside and you look at the flower bed and it's opened up a ton. It's one of the things I love about having the flower beds, is seeing that growth from day to day. It's like, wow. So our challenge is to rest and to trust in the journey, trust the process, trust the timing, trust in the directions that your higher self is always giving you. Your higher self is your internal GPS, those intuitive whispers. Get quiet with the 7 energy. Get in there, into your soul. Listen for those whispers. They're going to guide you on your journey. And when you rest, when you're still, that's when you can hear them the clearest, because they're not loud. They're quiet. It's an internal knowing, and you've got to be able to tune into that, which means you're going to have to rest your mind, rest your body, go within, listen, take directions, and you will be led on your journey. Like you always are being led. But the question is, can you hear that guidance? Can you connect to it? This is such a great month, you guys. A lot of you have these decks. Use your decks to connect and tune in. Such a good time. I would like to think you're always using your decks. You're using them daily. I keep them next to my bed. This is such a good time in the 7 energy to go in and really talk to your soul searching, digging deep, so that you have all the guidance you need to take the action in that action-based combination of energies in April. So, love you guys so much. Remember, sale right now on the 2020 personal year forecast. If you don't yet have one yet, you really want to get it on, well, it's early in the year so that you can maximize all that information. It's 13 pages of information about your year and every month, your personal months. That's on sale. The house vibration charts, if you've been wanting one of those, such a popular chart. It's such an effective chart. I had one of my very first house vibration charts I ever did. The woman said, "You saved my marriage." They were in a one house, which is about each person doing their own thing, battling for who's in charge, ego energy. And we shifted the energy to a more relationship appropriate, peaceful energy. And it changed the entire dynamic within the home and within their relationship. So it's very, very powerful. I'm very proud of it. If you're interested in getting the house vibration chart, that is on theblissfulknowing.com along with the 2020 personal year forecast. If you want to connect with me for a private session, this is such a great time to do that. That 3 energy wants to share your feelings. That 7 energy wants that spiritual clarity and that inner guidance to be discussed. So I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to connecting with all of you who I've scheduled already for this month. And I hope to be here next weekend. I will have family in town. I really want to be here next weekend. I can't promise, but I hope so. Talk to you guys soon. Please say hi if you're watching the replay, and I appreciate all of your comments and shares. I really appreciate your shares. I forget to mention that all the time, but please share this video if it resonated with you and if you feel that it can help someone else. Thanks, and I'll post the numerology forecast for you guys in the comments below as well. Thank you guys. Bye.